What up, what up, what up? It's your boy, Mr. Skrilltown himself, and I'm excited tonight. We have our special guest, CEO, music producer, Leroy Holden out of Washington, D.C., Dogface Records, stand up. You see that behind him? Dogface Records. Before I get into the bio, before I get into, what Dogface Records actually is, we're going to do a promo. So here we go.
Friend, someone to text friend. Soon as I become your ex, he'll become the sex friend. Don't make yourself look less than playing these silly games. Instead of speaking the truth, you repeating lies to my face like,
I know that you've been saying he's your best friend. I know that you've been saying he's your best friend. Best friend. I know that you've been saying he's your best friend. Best friend. I know that you've been saying he's your best friend. Best friend. I know that you've been saying he's your best friend. Best friend. I know that you've been saying he's your best friend. Best friend. I know that you've been saying he's your best friend. Best friend. I know that you've been saying he's your best friend. I know that you've been saying he's your best friend. But do you remember when you said he was your cousin? I know that you've been saying he's your best friend, but do you remember? All right. Now we have just one of Dogface Records EPs coming soon. All right, so that's the Lithuan project. That is one of the many Dogface projects that will be coming soon. So, like I said, we have CEO, music producer of Dogface Records, LLC, Leroy Holden. What's cracking, man? What's cracking, big bro?
What's happening, brother? What's happening? How's everything with you, man?
Hey, life is good, and it's most definitely good because I got you on here.
Man, a long time coming, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for inviting me on. Thank you for having me on your show, man. Really, it's an honor, man. It really is.
No doubt. So let me tell you a little bit about Mr. Leroy Holden. He is a disabled Army veteran, founder, CEO of Dogface Entertainment, LLC, Dogface Records. Executive music producer with 2 decades of experience building fantastic sound, tapestries, and taking artists to the next level, include NS Ave, Destiny album, and Boo Boo Splash album for Chocolate City Records, Universal Music Group in Washington, D.C. In the late 90s, his inspiration and motivation coaxing the best performances out of artists and delivering a tight, finished product. Leroy possesses a strong experience in marketing, distribution, promotion of recording music in the record business, and has a very clear understanding and knowledge of industry dynamics and organizations. So let's talk about his musical journey. Takes him back to elementary school where he was a vocalist and a musician. He grew up as a very Jackson 5 fan. So he was running around like Mike, you know what I'm saying? And, back with the Afro. So then it says, after serving overseas, he returned home with no real burning passion or desire to pursue anything. He worked several great jobs, but never found anything those jobs that were fulfilling and grabbing his attention. In '99, we have the old burn and passion resurfaced, his love for music. He could no longer sing and run around like Michael Jackson, but he found a way to live that dream again. He would live those dreams by sharing with others, by starting a record label. He was able to release his first project with help of his cousins, and then says he admits that he was a novice to the industry and that it led to projects blowing up, which led to the company being dissolved. And then you have now, he's learned so much and gained so much knowledge. He knew now what it would take and make it to be successful in the industry. He regained his courage and confidence and made a decision to try his hand at it one more time. And what we have there, he said he would tell you now that courage and confidence came back from his neighbor Daco, who lived across the street from him. Daco was at the time just an aspiring artist who had amazing talent. After 21-year layoff, Dogface Entertainment LLC, aka Dogface Records, was formed in 2019. So, what has Dogface done since 2019?
Oh,
So
wow.
let's. So I'll just give you a little bit of that. Artist signed the label Daco Chocolate Baby. Daco debut album was released in February 2020. Since that release, Dogface has added some amazing artists to the label: Nitro R, Black Dime, Lithuan Project, Jody J, Jerica, Trey Alex, Rachel Burns, and Lydia. Dogface record landed a great opportunity with Who Mag / Sony Orchard for distribution May of 2021. Dogface re-released Daco's album Elohim, re-released Black Dawn's album Shines, and then Nitro R's EP and multiple vintage EPs from Lithuan Project. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff in here. But I want to get down to the nitty gritty. Let's get down where we at. Dogface Records has already received some early accolades with some of their current releases. Dogface Records has already had 2 singles that were part of a compilation, Red Devil, which reached the Billboard charts. That sounds familiar. Those 2 singles were Daco's Chocolate Baby and Black Don Stepper's Party. Daco's single Chocolate Baby made it to the top 200 iTunes charts and is currently sitting back on the iTunes top 200. And then we have Daco's Chocolate Baby has been placed for a Grammy consideration of Best R&B Performance. So yeah, we got a lot in here, but Dogface, stand up. One of the things that I didn't read is that I am VP of Artist Relation over at Dogface Records. How about that? So once again, we have my boy Leroy Holden. What's cracking, man? What's
What's
cracking?
happening? What's happening? What's happening, man? Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Like I said, it's an honor, man.
Oh yeah.
It's an honor, brother. I mean, I have to first thank God, man. Really, I do, man. I just recently with the ordeal in the last 24 hours. I'm even grateful. I'm even to be able to sit here and have a conversation with you. So I got to start there first. I can't start nowhere else but there first, because it was a wake up call for me. You know what I'm saying? It was he tapped me on my shoulder and he gave me a wake up call. But I'm glad that that he didn't give me the full wrap what I could have received as far as what I went through in the last 24 hours. So I have to first say that. I have to say that. I'm grateful that my speech is a little slurred, so you have to bear with me just a little bit if you can, okay?
Bear with them. Yeah, bear with them.
I would like to first say this. When you said a lot today about Dogface, but what a lot of people don't want to know about Dogface was that Dogface hit a low last year. And I met this brother right here. Well, I call him Nate. He don't like for me to call him Nate in front of everybody, Mr. Skrilltown. But I know him as Nate, And, and you find in this industry, you don't find too many good brothers. You don't find too many good people in this industry because, this industry is, I mean, people hear about the rumors, and yeah, some of the rumors are true, some of it's not. But what I do know about that, it's a lot of cash flow that's floating around this industry. And there's so many ways for people to get their hands and get some money. And people making so many different promises and say they can do this and that. And so it's very seldom you find someone who's really true. And brother, you are definitely that true brother. I mean, when I say brother, first of all, we both are veterans, so we know we got Veterans Day coming up. So I want to salute you.
Happy Veterans Day.
Yeah, so all the veterans is out there. I want to salute you. Thank you for your service. And a lot of times when I say thank you for your service, I really understand what it was what I'm thanking you for. Yeah. I feel a lot of times a lot of us Americans, they hear it's just a slogan. Oh, thank you for your service. Okay, great, thank you. But do you really understand what the men and women have really truly a sacrifice? It's a lot more that these people will never really understand. So, although we say we receive your thank you, but how really sincere are you with your thank yous? So that's enough said on Veterans Day for me, but I want to say thank you all the veterans again. But to get back to you though, like I was saying that I came across Nate.
Mm-hmm.
It was November last year, and
Mm-hmm.
it was definitely at a low in Dogface. I'll be the first to tell you. One thing I tell everybody, I don't have nothing to hide. So it was definitely a low. And I met this brother right here, and I didn't know his brother. I don't even remember how we met, but I know we met, and
I can tell you how we.
Tell me how we met. Please tell me how we met.
I was checking my website, and I would get contacts on my website, and I got a contact from Leroy that said, "Hey man, I want to do some business with you," you know, and like I tell you all the time. Well, Leroy knows because we talk, you know, daily, but I tell people all the time, it's a lot of people out here, like he said, that are full of scams, and you know they do a lot of capping. They don't want to do business. They want to get free material and all that. So you know, I took it as a grain of salt. You know, I was like, I give it the benefit of the doubt. You know, but I am gonna contact, you know, this gentleman, and that's what I did. And you know, right off the bat, you know, he was ready to work. He told me that he wanted to, you know, his label at the time. He wanted his label to succeed. And I appreciated that. And I seen it and I heard it in his voice, and we chopped it up, and he showed me that he was a real dude. He showed me he was a real dude. And like he said, and like what I read, the rest was history. We start moving, and it went from his label to me being a part of his label. So now it's part of my label. You know, so I am a VP of Artist Relations on Dogface Records. And he appointed me that position earlier this year. And I appreciate everything he has done. He's a real dude. He out of, I would say, the 10% of real people that I've met, he's one of. He's top dog. It was people before him that I met that I, you know, would talk to him about. I was like, man, this guy is real. But you know what? Some of them people ended up being fake. This guy is a stand-up guy. So yeah, I really appreciate the opportunity to work with Dogface and to grow with Dogface, because a lot of people don't know, and I have to tell people a lot. You know, yeah, I'm doing the management thing, and you know, I own my own management company, but I work in hand with Dogface. You know, so a lot of people think like, well, you know, I'm looking for a label. Well, guess what? When I'm on the phone with you, or if I'm texting you, I'm recruiting for Dogface. You don't know it because I'm recruiting everybody, but I'm recruiting for Dogface. You know, so that's what my money's behind. You know what I'm saying? And he know I ain't got nothing but love for him. So you know, and that's what that is, straight up and down.
Well, most people don't even know this. You are really the start to the reason where we landed up at. And we landed in a very beautiful, beautiful place. And that's with Rob Schwartz and Humac and his partner Kevin Crump. Who those are some beautiful brothers.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
You know, you know the story. You know, and God rest his soul. It was Michael Black that indicated all of that. You know, and
Michael Black.
It was Michael Black. You know, so if we're going to start this conversation, we got to start here first.
We got to start. Thank Michael Black. If you don't know who Michael Black is, he's legendary manager for Gerald Levert and the Leverts. We had a conversation, me and Mike, and I introduced Dogface Records to Mike, and he introduced Dogface Records to Rob Schwartz, Kevin Crump, and so forth. And the rest is history. Like, success started there, and we appreciate Mike. And like he said, God rest his soul, because he passed away a month or so ago. But yeah, he, you know, if it wasn't for him, a lot of things wouldn't have happened. And you know, God works in mysterious ways. But we want to give a shout out to Mike, because he made a lot of stuff happen.
Well, like I said, he's part of the link. If we're going to tell the story, we also got he's part of the link. So you know, like I say, we ended up over there with Rob Schwartz and Kevin Crump. And I'm gonna tell you this: I have been at this business a very long time, off and on. Like I said, I started in this business in '99. I lost a lot, man. I say, you know, that's the days when they had the CDs and the record stores, Tower Records were still available. You know, it wasn't on this digital stuff. Nobody wasn't talking about the digital platform, so it was all hand-in-hand vinyl, this and that. You know,
right.
And like I said, I was a novice. You know, it was a learning experience for me. I go with a cousin who'd been in the business for a while, and you know, he introduced me to some people that led us to Universal Records, with the Universal Music Group. and that's how we got the distribution deal with Universal Music Group. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, so I was a novice. You know, he'd been around for a while. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and him and I worked together a little bit. You know, and it's like everything else. You know, when things went sour, you know, and I take full responsibility because I'm young. I'm 30 years old. You know, we got a bunch of money at the time. I think we do anyway. But we trying to do some things, and you know, we doing some things, and also at the time I'm married. I got babies at home. I ain't talking about baby. I got babies at home. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do babies. I'm trying to do this music thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm at 30 years old, so you know where I'm at right now. So you know, so a lot of things I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things I did not know as far as even business is concerned. You know what I'm saying? So you know, some things happened with him and I. You know, and I regret it to this day. You know, and I truly apologize for things happen. But you know, I learned so much from that experience as well too. You know, the whole thing with we went through Private Eye Records, and at the time it was the label CEO was a gentleman by the name of Joe Ishko, and learned so much from that whole group. And we learned so much from that group. So what, you know, but also when I lost it all, and I'm gonna tell you something, when I lost it all, see, I lost more than just money, and you know, family went behind that because you know finances, and if finances ain't right, you know, things happen. You know what I'm saying? Lost family behind that as well too, and you know, lost some of your dignity, you know, your pride, you know, your embarrassment. It's a whole lot to go with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I tell you this, and 20 years later, I can't believe I'm back at the same thing that beat me up so bad. But you know what I said? It's the love I have for this thing, man. I mean, when I say, man, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I love what I do. I love this industry, and I'm so blessed because not so many people had the opportunity to live out a dream or work in a dream. You know, people go out there. You know, I did a 9 to 5, whatever job, and I didn't make none of them jobs. You know, all them jobs were good jobs. They paid good money. I couldn't find one of them. I would find any excuse not to go to work if I could. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
But this here, there is no excuse. You know, I'm at this 24/7. Just before we got on the stream, I was on the phone with my man, and I got to bring him out because this has been my backbone, and you know, as far as strong support, you know, I can't see nothing without my man Howard Crumpet, and I call him Crumpet. So if you get Crumpet, I'm talking about Howard Crumpet.
Shout out to Howard Crump. Hey,
we've been knowing each other since we was 12 years old, man, and I knew that if I was going to do this again, I had to have some people who I knew. Yeah. Ain't had to know the business. I knew that I knew was going to have my back. And this brother's had my back for a very, very long time. And I was just telling them, we just went on a trip the other day, and we was in a vehicle, and I was laughing. I said, yeah, y'all don't realize we were both together. I said, I'm the sucker here. I said, he the one, right? But that brother there is very, no, that brother is a strong brother, man. I'm going to tell you something, man. When I say brother, he's been a brother. You know what I'm saying to you? And I love that guy to death, man. Like I said, I can't be doing this without him. You know what I'm saying? Because it's him, you, Gus, Patricia, Glenda. Who else on even out there?
You got a squad full of people. Normally,
you know, and no offense to anyone. Like I said, if anyone don't know, and I didn't want to put this out there, but I had a stroke yesterday. So I'm even surprised I'm here. So my memory is kind of still a little foggy. So please don't. I do apologize if I forgot anyone's name, but I'm gonna try it one more time. See if I can get it one more time.
Yeah.
All right. I got Boris. I didn't mention Boris. So I got Boris, Hellfire engineer. Okay. I got Patricia, great administrator. Patricia, she's real good. She's real loyal. I got Glenda. Glenda she's like the out of town mom, but Glenda, she's real good. She's been very supportive of me as well too. And I think sometimes I don't show her the gratitude that I need to show her as far as the support that she gives me. I mentioned my man Crumpet, you know, nothing but love for him. Gus started with me in 2020. He came on shortly after I released Dogfcae's project, and he's been truly a godsend to me. I'm telling you,
he do his thing.
Gus is a special dude, and I'm telling you, I owe a lot to Gus because Dogface is where it is because of Gus. As far as Gus is all our visionary for us. Anything you see is for a visionary. I mean, Gus, I know you're listening. We didn't get a chance to show the video because it was a little too long, but you know, I love the video. I wish we could have shown it, but
yeah, I do too, man.
yeah,
Shout
but
out to Gus.
Gus is Gus. I'm gonna tell you something. And what I love about Gus and even yourself, well, I ain't gotta say about my man Crumpet, but with you guys is that you guys speak your mind. You speak up. We have our head-to-head conversation.
We do. I love
that though because you know I welcome that though. You know what I'm saying? I welcome that though because what I do is I don't know everything.
Nah, and neither do we.
Just because it says a title CEO, that don't mean I'm still learning. You know what I'm saying to you? So I love when we get into the back and forth. You know what I'm saying? And Gus, oh my God, Gus was the one who used to really get me back and forth. You know what I'm saying? And there's been a whole lot of time. He said, "H, I told you, H, I told you." And Gus, if anybody know, Gus is from Argentina, so he speaks with accent. He's like, H, I told you, H, I told you, H. I love that guy, but I love my whole team. I really do. Like I said, I got to give a special shout out to Rob Swartz and Kevin Crump. They took Dogface on their wings, and really that's when we really begin to grow. You know, when we started, like, when you and I met, and I already been on the road already, as we were talking about this, a lot of people out here, and folks, listen to me. Let me say this to you guys.
Listen.
There are a lot of people out here in this industry that say they can do all these different things. I'm gonna give you a red flag. Here's a red flag. Well, first red flag. If they ask you about your budget first, run. Run. No, another time, just I see another word. If they ask you, what are you working with? Run. Because now anybody trying to collect how much money I can get from you. Yeah. Run. Okay. And then if they say, well, I can do all this and that, and they don't ask for the money, ask them, say, well, can you show me, not tell me, but can you show me somebody you're working with right now that's doing something that's out there? I don't want to hear about back in the day, and there's no disrespect, but what have you done? It's like, what have you done lately? Because we're a new label.
Well, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, because Leroy taught me, because it was a lot of times that I worked with different people, and when I would talk to them, I'd be like, hey man, you know, so and so used to be the manager for, you know, the Black Keys or what, and then he'd be like, all right, what's the last they done anything? And I'm like, well, hold on. Hold that thought. Let me back with. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, he's right, because after a while, it was like constantly everybody was telling us about what they used to do, who they used to be with, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't panning out. Like, it wasn't making a lot of sense. So that's why, you know, now when I talk to people all the time, I really don't want to hear about nobody that they used to work with. I want to hear about who they working with right now. You know what I'm saying? Because of him, because and he'll tell you. I used to be like, call him up, hey, you know, what's the name? He did a couple platinum plaques with so-and-so. He was like, man, so-and-so ain't been out for like 15 years, bro. He was like, what has dude done now? And I'm like, oh, let me get back with you on that. I hit you back. You know what I'm saying? And he'd have to wait a couple days, because once I got with them, they like, yeah, man, you know, I'm working on something right now, but I ain't worked with nobody in 3 or 4 years. And I'm like, that ain't acceptable, because they still want that money. Like he's saying, they still want that money. Yeah. You know,
and trust me, it's a live and learn situation. But I'm just trying to let you guys know. And something before we got on the air that was shared with me, and I was just sharing with Brother Nate here. You know, last year in 2020, the record industry roughly in streaming was like $14.2 billion in streaming, right? That's a lot of money. And you would think normally that a lot of money, you think, well, damn, the majors made a lot of money. But you know, the amazing thing, and I was just reading it to you. The amazing thing is that $14.2 billion that was made last year in streaming, $8 billion. This is $8 billion was made by independent artists and labels. I'll say it again. $8 billion was made by independent artists and labels.
You hear that? It's
now,
doable.
We all know that when the majors spend big money to get a fan base. Okay, it's big money. Independence, we don't have that. We don't have that luxury.
Right.
We don't have $100,000 that we can just throw out there and blow on waste it and see if it's sick or it don't stick. We don't have that opportunity.
Yeah.
But we do have, but the playing field has been level for us now, where it wasn't like this before. Before overseas shit, how am I gonna get overseas without a distributor? How am I gonna get overseas without marketing?
Right.
The game has changed so much that independents don't realize now that really we're in control. Because we now have same access that the majors have. We have the same access that the majors have. We got the distribution now. We can go all over the world. But guess how we can reach all over the world? Social media. Every time I look up, someone else is blowing up on social media. Social media. So, and guess what the majors are doing? The majors are going to social media now and signing these people from social media. Because when they got 1 million followers, they say, well, damn, if they got 1 million followers, shit. Excuse my friend, I ain't mean to cuss them on air, but they said, if they got $1 million,
good.
If they got 1 million followers, they got 1 million followers, and I get them, and I put some more money behind them. So that $1 million followers, I get the streaming, I can turn them to $10 million. They're gonna do that. And so
that's what they don't understand. You got to be creative. Like we got the platforms now. Like what Leroy's saying, we got it. Even if you go through the little small aggregators, if you go through the DistroKids and TuneCore and all that, you still got a platform. So you got to be creative because, like he just said, back in the day in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, you know what the platform was? That was us getting in the car and going to these different cities and dropping these CDs and tapes off. That was our global distribution or regional. I used to call it regional because, you know what? Shout out to my cousin Fatso. The first time I put out an album in 2004, I had all my homies from the hood on it, and that bad boy was in FYE, Best Buy. It was in all of the mainstream stores. But you know how I did it? I went there myself. You know what I'm saying? Well, now we got all those stores. We got over 100, some odd stores. And, it's go ahead.
Well, there's one thing I got to tell you, though. Stay away from DistroKid, TuneCore. I know what you were saying as far as the outlets.
Yeah.
Mess with those folks, okay?
I try to tell people. I'm going
to tell you now, all those distributors say they get this and that. Yeah, they're out there. It's a lot of mess with them. I'm going to tell you something. I will say this, and, somebody will say, oh, he's biting. I don't even care. I'm a big fan of Humac because Humac has done so much for Dogface Records and our Dogface artists. And it's been such an amazing ride. And I got a mentor over there with Kevin Crumb. Kevin, I put like this. Kevin keep me on my toes. I'm just gonna put it like that. Kevin keep me on my toes. Sometimes I don't even want to talk. And look, I know he's watching. Sometimes I don't even want to talk good. I know he keep me on my toes. You know what I'm saying?
But you gotta have that though. You gotta have that mentor.
Exactly. And I love him for it. You know what I'm saying? But I say great distribution. I have to go back and say again. Yeah, Humac does it, man. I mean,
yeah.
And the reason why I say is on all serious aside, the reason why I say Humac is because I know what the vision has been since we put this label together. We put this label together, and we call ourselves an artist label. Yeah. And we could really do the process on that. But then when I met this brother, my homie, Rob Swartz, and saw he had the same passion for the people that's affiliated with him, the love that he showed his art on his distribution, I was like, man. And I've learned so much from him, and he's opened so many doors for me. I mean, I can't say enough because the roads we've already traveled, you and I together. This is a short period of time you know it. And I ain't gonna talk about the road I was traveling before you and I came along. But
like I tell people now, just because you don't necessarily mean we ain't moving. Like you said, from the time we met, you was already, when I met Daco and his music, he already had like 300,000 streams. But now, that's a totally different ball game. We talking about, like you said, Grammy considerations. You know what I'm saying? And we've done that as a team along with Rob Swartz, Kevin Crump, Humac, everybody. And that's a shout out because it takes that. And that's what we try to tell people tell artists,
It does.
get you a team. Get you a team.
It does.
Stop trying to do it yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Stop trying to do it yourself. Get you a team,
yeah, too much.
somebody that believes in you.
Right.
So
It's
tell us
too
about
much.
Jody J. Tell us about Jerica White, Trey Lex. You know, tell
Oh
us
man.
about the
Okay, well, now you talk about the artists that we had signed. Of course, you talk about Dogfcae. We've already talked about Dogfcae. Black Dawn. Let me tell you something about Black Dawn. And everybody, if you ask any of my artists, if you ask anybody around me, say, and everybody knows it, I love Black Dawn's music.
yeah.
I'm gonna get old school with you. I bump their music all the time, and let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. And before I get into my other artists, let me tell you why I'm speaking about Black Dawn. You know, when you talking about conscious rap, you talking about you talking about really speaking the truth about what things really are. I ain't talking about, oh, I got this, or I got this, and this, and these brothers come straight and they come real. And if you listen what they singing and rapping about, these are two brothers. And I went to school with both of these brothers. You know, I went to school. I was talking to my earlier day, and they said, "Oh, I'm too old to sing. Oh, I'm too old to get out there." There's no such thing.
Nah,
there's no such thing. You got to first believe in yourself, and I got a lot of belief in these two brothers. But I'm gonna tell you something: the music that they bring, guys. If anybody out there listening ever heard of Black Dawn, go check out Black Dawn. Go check out the album called Shine. Go listen to Shock the Album, Ghetto Love. Man,
Steppers Party.
Oh man, yeah, it's still with the party, but I'm talking about something. I'm talking about something that really needs to go. I'm talking about
Shine Your Light is my favorite.
Yeah, Shine Your Light, because you got to think about it.
Yeah, Shine Your Light is my favorite.
I was just listening to something about corporate radio. You know, if you listen to like everything else, I mean, look, I'm gonna get just a little political if I can. You know, just a little bit. All right, we know the history of our country. You don't need to take nobody. We all know the history of this country, whether you want to realize the face or not. We all know the history of this country. And with that being said, we know all the ploys they've used against blacks or minorities in this country throughout the years. We know the ploys. And now, and one of the biggest ploys that they've always used is us against each other.
Yeah.
And I said it because of black radio. You know, black radio is our gateway for us. But this is what's on radio today. You know, all that's controlled by corporate, all that's controlled by money.
Yeah.
And there's no real substance there. And people's like, what's going on? What's going on? What's happening? Okay, you know, you can say, well, this is a problem. Reason why things going this problem. But it's a combination of things. And what none of us lacking is anything positive. I don't care what direction it comes from, whatever it might be. Nothing is positive to be important to our own community. And it's sad that we're not even important positive to our own community. We'll get out there and we get on stage and we'll fake and we'll lie like I'm this and I'm that, I'm this and that. You're not none of that. You know what I'm saying? So instead of getting up on stage and talking about you can't. If you came from and you was poor, talk about it. Because it's people that's gonna relate to that. Be real about your message, and that's what I love about all of our arts. All of our arts. If you listen to any of them, I don't care who it is. Jody J. Jody J was 13 years old when she wrote "Dream Party," and there's a message in her song. Yeah. If you listen to her, there's a message in her song. You know, if you listen to Jerica White, I don't know who you are. There's a message. So many people can relate to her song. See, people want music that they can relate and feel. And you know, I don't want to play on nobody's depression. No, we don't want to play on that. You know, that's what like a lot of music today is doing, is playing on people weaknesses and that. But play on something that people can really relate to. You know, and that's what I speak about Black Dawn. I say a lot about it. Look, we have a metal band.
Vintage metal,
Vintage metal. And then one they song Massacre Ideas was just released on No River Field. Check it out. It's a message in their song as well, too. And you would think a metal band, it's a message in their song as well, too. And that's what I love. And I think that's what makes us unique. Yeah. And it's not by design. I'm going to tell you something right now. I say this all the time around my artists all the time. And I say this around everybody. God has been smiling down on Dogface. And he has. Oh, God has been smiling down on Dogface because even the new artists we have right now, they just came aboard. We have a Rachel Burns. She's an angel.
Burns. Yes.
Rachel Burns. When I say she's an angel, she's a true angel, but she's a true warrior too. And I'm not even gonna talk about the music. The only thing I'm gonna say is look out for Rachel first of the year. Look out for Rachel first of the year. She got some really, really nice stuff, and she's gonna Wow, a lot of
She gonna
people.
blow your mind. She gonna blow your
And
mind.
we also have another young lady out of Albania.
Mm.
She's currently living in the area in the DMV, which I was going to say most of our artists are from the DMV or have some
Yeah,
ties connection to the DMV.
yeah. If you don't know
She,
what the
her,
DMV is, it's DC,
DC, Maryland, DC,
Maryland,
Maryland,
Virginia.
and Virginia. Right, exactly.
So you got
So,
Baltimore in there. You got Alexander, Virginia. All that. You got Washington D.C. They got a lot of
right.
talent out there.
There's a lot of talent. So a lot of the artists come from this area, which I get into that in just a minute. But I was just talking
Mm-hmm.
about Lydia. She's from Albania. Now, she's a really unique singer.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that you introduced me to, Dimitri Bowser. All right. If anyone knows
Yeah, the
Dimitri
Ghost.
Bowser, the Ghost, he's a producer that Nate has introduced us to
Mm-hmm.
that's willing to come on board and work with us on some of our artists. Well,
Yeah.
Lydia is one of them he mentioned that he definitely want to work with. And I hope she's listening as well too. Um, she's very unique. She has a very unique sound. She finished number 2. Now we have the Voice in the United States, but there's
Mm-hmm.
also a voice in her. It's the same thing, voice, but it's a voice in her country. She finished
Mm-hmm.
number 2. She finished
Wow.
number 2. She was something really, really special. And I can't wait till we get into her in the studio and try to really work with her and put some things together.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course you mentioned Trey Alex.
Mm-hmm.
These are some beautiful, unique sisters. As a matter of fact, Jody J, you can hear that name a lot, Jody J.
Yeah.
That young lady herself is very, very, very talented. And I'll get to her in a minute, but these sisters have been singing together since they was very young. But here's the thing about it: it's in their DNA, it's in their blood. You know, their mother and father are both singers. The grandparents are singers. You know, so they come from a long history of. I'm talking about real, true vocalists.
Like
And
real
when you hear
like
these
singers, not singers,
these
singers.
girls can sing. And I'm gonna tell you something. When you hear these girls singing together, man, the harmony that they put. You know, I'm not gonna talk too much about them, but I will say this though:
They
we've had a
come.
lot. We've had a lot of interest in these young ladies, and because of these young ladies, we've been able to begin to talk to some major, big time producers. And
Yeah.
and I know Kevin Crump, thanks to that as well too. And also, I'm
Yeah.
gonna shout out to my cousin. I'm also gonna shout out to my cousin down in Georgia. I'm not gonna say anything about that one yet, but I'm shout out to my cousin down in
Right.
Georgia as well too.
Right.
But
We got some.
we got some,
I'll just say this: when it comes to like credible producers, yeah, Dogface has them. We got producers that have
we
worked
got one in
with.
the house. We got one in the house too. You know, we got one in the house.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. You know, he doesn't. I'm gonna say like this. This gentleman has the potential to become a great.
Mm-hmm.
And I use the word with all of everybody, potential, and the reason I use potential is because I know that myself, and I speak for myself, we get in our own way. So when I say about all the artists, they got the potential. So he has the potential to become one of those household name producers as well too. His name is Boris. He's also part of the team. Boris Stancy. Boris produced Dream Party. Boris also co-produced I Don't Know Who You Are. And he's also co-produced some other music as well too. There. So he's a very, very talented. He's a very, very talented brother. So
yeah, he is talented. Those are both hits.
I'm rooting for him. I'm definitely rooting for him. So I'm blessed to have him as well too. We have another artist that I've been kind of coasting him out for a minute now. I've been after this artist for a minute, and some people might know who he is. Some people don't have a clue who he is, but his new artist name is Zay, and we got something really special with Zay. Something really, really special coming out with him. And don't be surprised if you see him and Zay and Jerika White do a collaboration together sometime soon down the road as well too. But then get back over to the other artists that I was just talking about. You know, when I was talking about Black Dawn, I had to get back there because I don't want to get too far from there because what's going on in our society today, the things that are happening, these brothers are talking about. Yeah, and it's good information. It's good information. It's good information. This is kind of stuff that we need to be pouring into, not only into our youth, but we need to pour it into ourselves as well too.
Absolutely.
You know, sometimes I think we also forget as well too. You know, I think sometimes we do forget, but we also need to be pointing out to ourselves, keep ourselves reminded because you know the times we're in now are bad. You know, I can't say that this time's worse than the other time. But I will say, I will say that when I was in the Army in the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
I remember, and I was in the infantry, so I was around a lot of my Caucasian brothers. You know, too many brothers in mess with the infantry. You know that. Too many brothers in mess with the infantry. You know, and
Yeah, I know.
and I just remember some of the but I'm sure you heard that. And I just remember the conversation here with this guy, like, we were getting ready for a second Civil War. And I was in the 80s, I'm 19, you don't think that about it, you know what I'm saying? But fast forward 50 some years later, whoever thought that we see some of the stuff we see going on now? And, and it's like, these folks have become really, really bold. And this is really frightening times for everybody because, this country is a powder keg. This country's a powder keg.
Yeah.
And really people go, I don't, well, okay, well, history does repeat itself. And we say it all the time.
It does.
History does.
It does, man. Yep, it does. Yeah. So
there is one subject I do want to address, though, and I don't mean to cut you out. I don't mean to take over your show, brother. I don't.
No, you good. You good. Yeah, it's your show today. It's your show.
But I've been hearing so many. Lately you've heard a lot of people talk about mental illness, and that's something that's very close to me because myself, I suffer from mental illness, and I've suffered from mental illness for quite some time. Mm-hmm. But what I also know is that it is treatable, and it took me a while. It took me a while to dig in, and I'd say because when you start addressing that monster is you. Yeah. And that's the ugly word I use, but that's how we feel because we treat it like that because we don't want to face it. We treat ourselves like it's a monster. And when I started, that was one of the hard things I've had to do in my life was to get honest and real with myself and to address these underlying issues that I've had. And what I've noticed about these underlying issues, now I have this, excuse my speech a little bit. My mouth is just a little bit tired, but I'm gonna pull through. But when we don't address some of these underlying issues, not only does it tear us apart, it tears everybody else around us apart as well too. Yeah. And and I'm really happy to see that more and more people are coming forth and speaking about it because families are being destroyed behind it, but I guess like anything else, one time it was we don't talk about these things because you crazy or somebody's gonna put some type of stigma on you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have some type of stigma like, for example, men don't cry. That's some of the biggest bullshit I've ever heard. And see, I realized also that our upbringing also. How can I say this?
It was a lack of education, man. I'll be honest with you. I say it all the time.
Yeah, but our upbringing also adds to some of these mental disorders that we have. See, they talk about PTSD in the military shit. There's some kids that got PTSD. Yeah. Kids got PTSD, you know what I'm saying? And it's for all different kinds of things. So, and I hope I'm not rumbling or going because something I really want to say here is that all these things are treatable, and you just have to have the courage and step out and say, hey, you talk about all your addictions. Okay, all your addictions, whether it's drugs, whatever the addiction is, I'm sure there's some type of mental disorder because they just don't go to college just for stop getting drugs. They start dealing with their own personal problems as well too. Things that have gone on in their lives as well too. And what I'm saying is until us as a people won't get better as a whole collectively until we all start dealing with ourselves individually. Right. Start holding ourselves individually. You don't care, man. You know what you do was right or wrong in you. You know what you're not doing. You know these things about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Right. Forget about what else, because you know what? People talk about you anyway. My grandma used to tell me all the time, baby, they talk about Jesus Christ. So who is you?
Exactly. Yeah, my grandma said the same thing.
Who is you? So, stop worrying about what everybody's going to say. That was one of my things. Because, I was a popular dude and that. I can't be these things. Man, I have all kind of issues. Yeah. All kind of issues. You know what I'm saying? But I'm grateful that, I've been able to get around some real good people to help put me through some of these things. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Mm-hmm.
I've experienced some things in the military that wasn't pleasant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, and all that's had an effect on me. But I say that I'm truly grateful now because it took me a long time to see this about myself. You know, Dogfcae has a new song called "Out the Mud," and
Mm-hmm.
one of the lines he says in that song, he talked about he was looking for the enemy, and when he looked in the mirror, he realized the enemy was the inner him, and that's where it all starts.
That's
It's
deep.
us.
That's deep,
Yeah,
man.
it's real. It's real. It all starts with us, you know. And I think that it's easy to put blame on others. You know, I get a church say, blame yourself. It
Mm-hmm.
starts there. Blame yourself. It starts with you.
It
You know what I'm
starts with
saying? Before you
you.
start
Yeah.
with everybody else that you blame, look at yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I think when we start doing that, I think that's when our home lives become better. Then when our home lives become better, our communities become better. Then our neighborhoods become better. But it all starts there. And I think right now that none of us wants to face it. We want to put our attention on everything else. You know?
Right. Right.
I understand why some of these folks in this country is upset because, and I'm talking about our white brothers, you know, because they feel like they're losing the country. And they feel like they're losing grip of this country. They felt like this country was built for them, you know. And but these are the laws you guys created. These are, and all we do is use the law. So all we want you guys is stay truthful to the laws.
Yeah.
You know, we just want to say, you know. So I'm sorry about that. I got a little distracted, and I do
Nah, you
apologize.
good. I mean, and those are things that we have to face as a country. You know what I'm saying? People got to, for one, they got to be true to themselves. I always say that, stay true to yourself. Don't sell your soul. Those are things that, we all, real men, real women, they live by those things. Don't fake it to make it and all that other stuff. Just be true to yourself. But moving forward, as far as the label Dogface in 2022, what we got going on, man?
Man, well, we got some new things. I'm gonna tell you right now, there's a young lady that you've been working with that I've been keeping my eye on for quite some time, and I'm hoping she's online tonight. But if not, she'll hear about it.
Yeah,
Daphne Coffin.
Yeah,
Let's talk.
Daffy Doc.
Coffin. Let's
Daffy
talk.
Doc. Yep.
It's time to talk. She's doing some amazing things over in Paris. She's really doing her thing, and she's an aggressive artist, and she's taking her career very, very seriously. Let's talk. Let's talk. That's the only thing I want as far as now. Let's talk. But as far as going into 2022, we got some amazing music coming out. Like I said, we got Rachel Burns is going to come out with some fire. We're gonna be dropping the Holothon Project's album. We're gonna be dropping the whole album, and their album is really, really, really nice. Jerika White is working on something that's really nice. Matter of fact, Jerika White is working on something that Jody J. If anyone don't know, I'm gonna tell you right now. It's no secret. Jerika White is the mother of Jody J. and Trey Alex.
And Trey Alex,
They all like you can't even tell who's who. They're like sisters.
They all look like sisters. I ain't gonna lie. And shout out to Jody J, who is not only on the global top 200, but she's also on the top 150. And she didn't pass Skrilltown Mo. So she like 25 spots way ahead of me. Which is great, because we all a team. But she's doing her thing. If you haven't seen the video, I don't know who you are. Check it out. As far as
that was Jerika, not Jody. That was Jerika.
Oh, my bad, Jerika. I said Jody. See, they look like twins, so I gotta call it what it is. The family got a lot, and then with Jody. Jody J, her video is climbing. Dream Party has been on so many different shows, so many different placements. Daco, he got his Grammy consideration popping out, Billboard charting. Black Dime, Billboard charted, top 25 last year. Everybody's doing their thing with Dogface. And that's why, this is a great opportunity for the people that are actually listening to understand that, we work together. So all these people that's contacting Skrilltown Mo for management and consulting, well, guess what? Daffy Doc put herself in a position for next year. Because when Daffy and me started collaborating, she came out the gate. Rekka, came out the gate. Excerpt Beats out the gate. And everybody else that I've worked with this year, anybody that I brought out a project with, they came out the gate. But specifically Daphne, and I'm gonna get off of it, is that when she came to me with the video and we had talked about things and we put our heads together, she said, well, guess what? I got Reebok behind me. I got like 4 different companies behind her to sponsor and to help her, give her clothes and stuff like that. So just remember going forward, y'all artists, you don't be too proud to beg. Don't be too proud to ask. If you go out here, get creative. You know what I'm saying? Because that creativity will take you a long way.
It will.
Straight up.
Definitely will. But I know we don't have too much time, but I just want to say, but like I was just saying, Jody J wrote a beautiful song for her mother, Drake White, and I can't wait to release that song. But Jody has a song that's coming out soon, and it's it's a headbanger. It's a very nice song. I'm so proud of that young lady. I'm so proud. I'm proud of all our artists. Like I said, we have an amazing group of artists, and like I said, we've really truly been blessed, man. I mean, you know, I couldn't if I went out personally trying to put this group together, I couldn't. So I know it was God led because, you know, I just remember how each one of these artists was selected, and it's like we've been truly blessed this far. You know, we have truly been blessed. And anybody that has to listen, that if you don't know who Dogface is, please go out and check us out. I mean, we got a whole line of different types of music. We look at when it comes to genre music, we do not discriminate.
Yeah.
You know,
and I got one specific artist that I'm not gonna mention on air that I've already talked to Leroy about. She's already been indicated on the billboards, and I think this is going to be a good home for her too, and going into 2022. But that's what we do together. We work together as a team. Before we get off here, I wanted to let you guys know when he says Rob Swartz and Who Mag, tell him about the show, the network that he does, and it goes and how many homes it goes into.
Let me tell you something. That guy, it works. Rob, that guy works. Rob has his hand in a lot of different things, man. He's doing a music supervisor now out Hollywood now. So, he's doing movies now. He has his own network, you know what I'm saying? He has a network to go over 500 million homes, his story is very similar, but when he started in the game, when Rob started in the game with people like Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? That's when Rob came, he walked away from this game like I did, but he came back, and he came back for the love of it. And he was determined to win. And I'm gonna tell you something, that man has been successful. He's become one of my idols now. I try to work just as hard as he does now, and trust me, I'm not even scratching the surface of what he's doing. I don't think Rob sleeps. Like I said, Rob has his hand in so many different things, but he is definitely a beautiful person, and like I said, it's an honor to be over there with him. He's really opened the doors for us, and like I said, I've been through all the namesayers, and I've been through all those folks, and Rob, all he's just been opening doors and showing, and Kevin's been right there beside him, and he's been talking to him and coaching me all the way. So like I said, shout out to those guys. I have to say shout out to my team. I have to say to Crumpay, I have to say Patricia, Gus, Glenda, yourself, Luther. I didn't Boris, all of my artists. Let me tell you something. I have amazing artists. Rachel Burns, Lydia, Zay, Trey Lex, Paco, Black Don, Nistro, Jericho White, Jody J, and the Thon Project. But I'm telling you guys, go out there, check out, see what we're doing. I'm telling you, you'll hear what I'm talking about. We're bringing back real music, and everybody tries to say that, but we really are bringing back real music. So with that, I mean,
and so last but not least, where can if we got an interested artist, or if we got an interested fan, where do they find Dogface at on social media?
Man, well, on social media, you can find us on Facebook at Dogface Music, Instagram at Dogface Music. Where else basically you can find us here. We're not really into the Twitter thing right now, so it's just Facebook, IG, and we also have a TikTok. But basically you can find us on there. And if an artist is really looking for I listen to everything that's sent to me. I do, and I share music that's sent to me for other people as well too before we make decisions. So if you got some hot stuff, you really. But let me say this to you. I was speaking to a cousin, and his cousin is also in the industry. And one of the first things he told me, and it's true, and so I'm gonna say this now too. Before you send me any music, check your social media first. All right, I'm gonna say everybody now, check your social media first. Because honestly now, seriously guys, the way this game is now, if you don't have a social media following, you're gonna waste your time in this industry. Unless you somebody get behind you. And let me tell you something, it's 1,000,000+ artists out here around the globe. You got artists in India now that's doing hip hop music. You know, they Universal went to India now because they're doing hip hop music in India. I mean, Japan, they're doing the pop thing now. So it's so many global artists around here. But if you don't have a social media, remember the numbers I raised you last year. $8.8 billion independent artist labor made last year, but it was out there grinding, and they grinded on
grinding. Not I can't spend $50 to savor my career. Grinding, so yeah, just know that we have to grind. And as a team, like I said, if you don't hear anything that I said tonight or what Leroy said, get you a team that believes in your music and you. Don't get no whole bunch of people that just want to be around for the ride. Get you some people that actually believe in your music. All right, what you got?
I have one more shout out, and this is real important. I have to shout out to the families of my team who supports. I have to shout out to the families that support their members as are part of my team. Thank you, families, for supporting those that assist me in what I do. Thank you, families, for supporting those artists because that means a lot. And I want to tell you thank you because really, if it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't be where we are right now. So I have to say thank you to the families, and that's really all I have to say.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah. Well, we're going to get off here. We want to thank Leroy Holden for tuning in with us, for being a special guest. You already know, bro, how far we go back. Ain't nothing but love here. We're going to keep doing what we're doing, going into the next year all day long. We want to thank everybody. Now, I'm going to tell you something, Leroy, before you get off here. This has been the most viewers that I've had on any of the shows. So I just that alone shows what the impact you've done in music since last year. So I appreciate that, man. People that stayed on, no doubt. One love for all of y'all. Thank you, Leroy. Until next time, next week we have who do we have? What's today? Okay, so next week we got an international recording artist by the name of Georgia Fumanti. She has over 13 million views and I think 2 million streams on Spotify. She has a hot new single. Tune in. Trust me, from November all the way to the end of the year, we got nothing but heat on these interviews. And this one was a flamethrower. So just keep them up. Keep them up every Monday night. I got a couple of Sunday nights and I got a couple of Tuesday nights that I'm going to be tuning in to. So until next time.
You keep doing your thing. I'm gonna tell you something. You keep doing your thing, Nate. I'm gonna close the show out for you because you right now you hard work. I know right now. Let me tell you something. You keep doing your thing, but I'm gonna tell you something. Skrill Time Mo, I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for going right back to the Dogfcae. Like I said, we wouldn't be here right now if I hadn't met you and you put some life into us. So I want to say thank you, and also I want to thank you. And I want to thank everybody who has supported us. I really do, because I can't mention everybody. Some people don't want names want to be mentioned, but I want to thank y'all because if it wasn't for y'all, truthfully, we wouldn't be here. So thank you again.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
God bless. Happy Veterans Day. And we out. 100.
All right.